So the next thing I want to do is color her little ice cream cone. Actually, no, I'm going to do her dress next. And the reason why is because the dress is such a big area, and I'm going to be doing some feathering and flicking in. And that way, if I do get some ink inside that ice cream cone, if it's not colored, it's easier to clean up. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use B60s for my blending group. This is one of my favorite blue blends. It's B60, B63, B66, and you can go 69 if you want to go even darker. And I like it because it's a really nice kind of a royal purple blue. So it's real pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and add my base layer. And you'll notice I'm not real particular on my base layer about making it nice and smooth and not being able to see any of those splotches. And the reason is because I'm actually going to be layering on so many layers of ink that it doesn't matter. Like it's a little bit darker down here than it is over here. That's okay. By the end, it'll all be nice and smooth. Okay? I'm going to have to kind of turn this a little bit because now for applying my medium color and eventually my dark color, I'm actually going to flick. And I do this is my ink application technique that I use that really helps the blend. Because if you actually color in small circles, you're going to have a really hard line where the two colors meet. And by flicking, you actually soften that up just a little bit, and it actually makes that blend just a little bit easier. Okay? So for this image, I'm actually going to have the light source coming from sort of like the camera, so it's coming straight down on her. So that middle section is going to be highlighted. Okay? So that was my medium color. Now I'm going to add my dark color. And again, I'm just going to flick that in. And you'll notice I'm leaving some of that medium color visible. I'm not going all the way over it. If I want, I can always go back in and add more dark later. It's easier to go in and add dark than it is to go in and take dark out. Okay, so I add just a little bit of dark kind of underneath her bow there. And then I've actually added all three of my colors. Now I'm going to go back and blend. You can actually blend as you're building your colors up. I'm impatient. I do everything as quickly as I possibly can with as little effort as possible. So I actually layer all of my colors together first, and then I go back and blend. Okay? And as long as you do this fairly quickly and don't let it completely dry, you'll be fine. Okay? And so now to blend, I'm actually taking my medium marker, which is my B63, and right now I'm only concerned about blending where the dark and the medium are. I'm not worried about that light yet. Okay? I just want to blend where those dark and those medium colors come together. And so small circles, little zigzags, whatever works for you. I do sort of that back and forth flicking motion, so I'm doing back and forth, sort of rocking my hand. And that keeps it nice and feathered and keeps that blend a little bit easier. Okay. And then I can go in. Now you've got a definite hard line between your medium and your light. So remember, the rule is always blend with the lighter of your two colors. And so now I'm going to go in with my light, and I'm just going to blend those two together. And again, just kind of using zigzag strokes. And you'll notice as you go over your light area that you colored once already, it will darken up. And so I try not to do it too much. Okay? And if you go too far into your dark and it lightens up too much, you can always go back in and add more dark. That's sort of one of the nice things about these markers is you can really play with them. And so that's sort of what I tend to do, is go sort of back and forth, adding my color, blending my color out. And creating that look that I want. And I want to keep that center nice and bright, but keep it nice and blended. Get a nice smooth blend. Okay. Now I need to darken her top just a little bit, especially the areas that would be shaded or in shadow. Again, I want to keep a nice smooth blend. Okay. And again, you can always come back and rework.